everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we have got an awesome video for you today. We are going to talk about 2018 year in review for Walt Disney World. So I know you've been watching our videos all year. You've seen the things that have been happening, but we don't really talk about news that much on the channel, as you know. And so what I wanted to do is do a little overview, kind of stitch together all of the pieces, the news items, the big things that happened in Walt Disney World and Disneyland this year, so that you get an overview and you're ready to head into 2019 knowing everything you need to know about Disney World and Disneyland and what's going on. Okay, so consider this your cheat sheet for 2018 in Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and let's get started. Okay, we are Disney Food Blog, so of course we have to talk about the restaurant openings first. And there are a ton of them, a lot of restaurant openings this year. And we're gonna start over in Toy Story Land with Woody's Lunchbox. This is in Walt Disney World. And this opened in Toy Story Land in June. I think it was June 29th that it opened? Yeah, because I think Pixar Pier opened June 23rd, and it was a week later, and I had to be in Disneyland and Disney World in the same week. That was awesome. So some of our favorites on this menu, of course, the grilled 3-cheese sandwich, so yummy. Those yummy Lunchbox tarts, the Nutella one with the bacon on top. I got the chance to make one of those Lunchbox tarts with one of the chefs, and I put on the bacon, and he actually took the bacon away from me. He's like, no more bacon, that's enough bacon. So I got in trouble for using too much bacon on my Lunchbox tart. But they also have a raspberry one, and just for the holiday season, I think they have that cran apple one. So lots of good things in Toy Story Land. Tachos over there, which are tater tot nachos. Great breakfast items like that s'mores sandwich. Such yummy stuff happening at Woody's Lunchbox. Okay, moving on. I know if I don't quicken this up, you guys, this is gonna be like a 45-minute video. Next up, let's head over to Disney Springs in Walt Disney World. All right, right there in January, we had the Edison open. The Edison's first day was New Year's Eve. And so in case you don't know much about the Edison, it is a steampunk themed restaurant basically, and they have sort of a 1920s vibe going on. I think it's after 10 p.m. or after 11 p.m. They have some live entertainment that includes some burlesque performances, some aerialists, all kinds of cool stuff going on there for the 21 and over crowd. But during the day, kids are perfectly welcome, and there's yummy stuff, prime rib burgers, and some of my favorite dessert items, including that lollipop tower, which is cake pops, really, really yummy. And then also part of the Patina Group openings, the Edison is owned by the Patina Group, are Maria and Enzo's and Enzo's Hideaway. Both of these are over there in Disney Springs as well. They are both Italian restaurants. Enzo's Hideaway is kind of a basement speakeasy theme, and that translates to their bar menu too, of course. They have some really intriguing mixology program there. Maria and Enzo's upstairs is actually themed to be an airline terminal, which is very strange. Like apparently Maria and Enzo bought an old airline terminal, and I don't know if the theme really works, but the food's pretty decent. It's decent Italian food, and it's a very interesting setting too. So that's Maria and Enzo's Hideaway. Also part of the Patina Group openings there in Disney Springs is Pizza Ponte. Pizza Ponte, of course, is counter service or quick serve pizza. They have some really, really good options, but I will tell you guys, it depends on the day you go. Sometimes whoever's in the kitchen is cranking out some seriously amazing stuff that rivals anything I got when I lived in New York City. And other days it's not as great. So Pizza Ponte, sometimes great, sometimes not, but definitely an option for you if you're looking for quick service pizza in Disney Springs. All right, Terralina Crafted Italian opened in July. This is, of course, the old Portobello, and it is still an Italian restaurant. It is still done by Tony Mantuano. He's the James Beard Award-winning celebrity chef that created the menu, and it's pretty much still the same restaurant. So it's kind of a nice, semi-upscale Italian restaurant. That's pretty much what's going on over there at Terralina. Wine Bar George opened in May. That is an incredible restaurant. Now, if Terralina was underwhelming, Wine Bar George was overwhelming. I love that place. Incredible, incredible food. And I'm not a huge, I don't know a lot about wine, but what I love about Wine Bar George is that they actually make wine accessible to anybody, even me, someone who doesn't really know anything about it. I mean, I'm learning as much as I can, and something else that's really cool is that George Miliates, who owns Wine Bar George, who was the sommelier who opened California Grill as well over there in the Contemporary Resort, he's there pretty much every day, and he is perfectly happy to come up to your table, talk to you about wine, give you some recommendations, answer all your questions, and it's all very relaxed and chill. Like, it's not pretentious, it's not in your face, it's really great. Anyway, I'll stop talking about Wine Bar George. Go there, get the steak frites, get the wine, enjoy yourself, have fun. Chicken Guy. Okay, I've talked about Chicken Guy a lot on this channel because it's really good. So I don't care what you think about Guy Fieri. This is really good chicken. It's really great sauces, good sides. He sort of boiled down what you want at a chicken tender restaurant and kind of brought it down to the bare minimum of awesomeness. I really, really like what he's done. There's no extra fluff. It's just good stuff. So, hey, maybe he can use that as his new tagline. Forget about Flavor Town. No extra fluff. It's just good stuff. There you go. Chef Fieri, you give me a call. 22 sauces, amazing chicken. Buffalo sauce is my favorite. Counter service, decent pricing. Definitely worth it when you're in Disney Springs. Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill is right across the street from Chicken Guy. And this one opened just recently, a couple weeks ago in November. And as you know, Wolfgang Puck had 2 table service restaurants over there in the West Side. And those were closed for Haleo coming in. So he opened a new restaurant that is no longer a Levy restaurant. That's the company that owned the restaurants previously. Now it's under his own production company sort of thing. Puck owns it straight out. Really good restaurant. Some of his more popular dishes have come back. We have a full review on the channel right here. We also have a full review of Wine Bar George, by the way, if you want to go watch that. And of Chicken Guy, now that I think about it. Wow, okay. Hey, good job, AJ, getting all these full reviews up there. So Wolfgang Puck, definitely worth going to. Don't forget, they do have that walk-up window with all the gelatos and the sorbets and a few of his more popular desserts, too, at the walk-up window. The Four Rivers food truck is now over there in Disney Springs. So if you love Four Rivers, this is very popular with Orlando locals, and you can go and grab your food truck eats. This is kind of a Mexican spin on their typical barbecue. So good one to try out if you like any of that stuff. Then it's Caribbean Beach Resort, you guys. CBR is open. You no longer have to eat in a tent. Now you can eat at an actual restaurant. Sebastian's Bistro replaced Shutters. Spyglass Grill is over there poolside. Banana Cabana is poolside as well. Centertown Market is their counter service location. So we will show you, we can show you everything about it here in this video. Still probably not destination dining, but definitely good eats if you are staying at Caribbean Beach Resorts. And then the Restaurantosaurus Lounge is over in Animal Kingdom. This one popped up probably as sort of like an overflow option. Not very destination worthy, especially when you have Nomad Lounge right there in the same park, which is so far superior. So Restaurantosaurus Lounge is there in Dinoland. If you are you have to have a mediocre cocktail while you're in Dinoland, but otherwise head over to Nomad Lounge. Okay, so some new snack themes arrived at Walt Disney World this year. We saw a lot of new vegan stuff going on at Disney World. Vegan tacos at Centertown Market, vegan hot dogs and bratwurst at Casey's and Friar's Nook. So Disney has always had options for special diets, but we're seeing vegan stuff more and more and more, and it's really impressive. Also, of course, over at Rose and Crown, they are working on vegan bangers and mash and vegan fish and chips. So again, lots of good new options coming out for vegans and vegetarians. The Instagrammable treats were over the top all over Disney World. We saw it starting at the end of 2017, and then 2018, it felt like every single treat that came out, Disney was focused on the look of that treat and how it would look basically on an Instagram shot. You got the rose gold ear cupcake came out there in January, rose gold macarons, things like that. Millennial pink milkshakes, those came out in like February, March, maybe May. I can't remember the exact month. All the purple wall stuff, there was actual purple wall shake. For those people who don't know what I'm talking about, that's probably for the best, but Disney has these walls now that people go take their pictures in front of, and then they Instagram those pictures, and they're very, very popular. So these actual like backdrops for photographs have now gotten their own snacks named after them. It's crazy. Instagrammable treats, that seems to be one of Disney's number one goals, is to make sure that the treats they're showing are Instagrammable. And then some of our top picks for new snacks. We're not talking about every single thing new that came in this year, but here's some of our top ones. The churro ice cream sandwich over there at Sleepy Hollow, always good in Magic Kingdom. The Nyala brownie and the kudu cookie at Animal Kingdom Lodge. These are brand new additions. So good. That's the peanut butter brownie, and then that butterscotch cashew cookie. So delicious. Those crazy beaches and cream over-the-top milkshakes. These are the first kind of over-the-top milkshakes that I have had that actually taste good. So they have them over at Universal Studios, they have them at Planet Hollywood, but the ones at Beaches and Cream actually taste good, so just heads up. And then of course poutine. Poutine is everywhere in Disney World right now. Such a huge trend, and we loved that they brought the poutine with the cheddar cheese soup from Le Cellier to Refreshment Port last January. It's not there right now. They have a different poutine there at the moment for the Festival of the Holidays, but we're hoping that it comes back in January, that cheddar cheese soup poutine. Okay, let's talk about park and land openings. Toy Story Land, we already touched on this a little bit. Toy Story Land opened in Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios, bringing in Slinky Dog Dash, alien swirling saucers, and that new entrance to Toy Story, Midway Mania, along with tons of great theming, some really cute merchandise, and a bunch of other stuff, including, of course, new characters. Buzz, Woody, the Green Army Patrol, and Jessie are all there. Definitely get over to Toy Story Land if you get the chance. Definitely worth it. And then Pixar Pier at Disneyland. I just love it. I think it's an incredible land. I'm so glad that they renovated Paradise Pier into Pixar Pier. I think all of those characters deserve a bigger focus in the parks. So you've got the reimagined Incredicoaster over there, the total overhaul of the space with the 2.0 expansion coming in the near future with Jessie's Critter Carousel and a couple of other additions. So super jazzed about that. Don't forget all of the restaurant openings at Pixar Pier too. Poultry Palace is there now, Senor Buzz, Churros, Angry Dogs with all those different hot dog options. Jack Jack's Cookie Num Nums is there now. The Adorable Snowman, which is my favorite, probably one of my favorite additions to the Disney restaurant scene this year, is that lemon Dole Whip that they have over there at the Adorable Snowman with the frosty parfait and the snow-covered, I think they call it the snow-capped lemon. So good. And then of course Lamplight Lounge. So Cove Bar and Ariel's Grotto switched into Lamplight Lounge. I think it's a good switch, you guys, even though we're now missing a princess meal over there in Disneyland. I really love Lamplight. I like the focus of it. The theme, of course, is Pixar animation innovation. Really cool and great eats. Of course, the lobster nachos are back, but there's so many great eats there. Those potato skins are incredible. The piggy wings are awesome. Definitely try Lamplight Lounge if you get the chance. And don't forget, you can just go to the Lamplight Lounge upstairs area where you don't need a reservation, and they serve the same menu and all that, those great drinks, those super fun drinks there too. Definitely worth checking out Lamplight Lounge. Okay, we've got Tropical Hideaway coming. I'm putting this into the 2018 year in review because I do think it's going to open here in 2018. I definitely do. We are actually heading to a media preview of Tropical Hideaway tomorrow in Disneyland. So I do think it's going to be opening, and that, of course, is going to be a Jungle Cruise themed, tiki room themed, sort of lounge sort of thing. And of course, it's Disneyland, so there's not going to be alcohol there, but there are going to be some snacks, including the Pineapple Lumpia coming over from Pandora in Disney World, which I think is great because I love that thing. So that's going to be featured at the Tropical Hideaway, and that's next to the Tiki Room in Disneyland. And then a couple of downtown Disney district openings in the Disneyland Resort, including Splitsville, that great sort of bowling lounge like they have in Disney World's Disney Springs, and then Salt and Straw Ice Cream opened this year. Really delicious, amazing ice cream that I think some people are a little scared of because sometimes they have some interesting ingredients, but it's always good. All right, so let's head over to things that are gone in both parks. So here's an in memoriam, a rest in peace for the things that we lost this year. A Bugs Land closed over there in Disney California Adventure. It closed in October to make way for Marvel Land, which is on its way. And I think it's kind of clever that they put up a refurbishment wall that says, Stark Industries. So Bugs Land, adorable space, but it is on its way out for Marvel Land. Sweet Spells in Hollywood Studios closed in April to make way for basically a Pixar merchandise location. But we're seeing the packaged candy showing up over at one of the storefronts on the main street there in Hollywood Studios. So you can still get your packaged candy, but Sweet Spells is closed. Some of the good stuff from Sweet Spells went over to Trolley Car Cafe, including that carrot cake cookie, the Butterfinger cupcake, which I can never remember what it's called now, the toffee chocolate crunch cup, something like that, is over there at Trolley Car. The Napoleon's over there. One of the kind of decorated like M&M brownies is over there now, so you can get some of your favorites, I should say, over there at Trolley Car now. Satuli Canteen lost its vegetable curry pods, a favorite among vegetarians in Walt Disney World. That's gone from Satuli over there in Animal Kingdom. There's a sketchiness about those cheeseburger pods now. They're currently off the online menu, but you can still order them, and they're on the kids menu. So don't worry too much about your cheeseburger pods. I think they'll still be at least there in the kitchen, but we do want them to come back onto the online menu. So Disney, let's get those cheeseburger pods back onto the menu officially, please. And then the Circle of Life in Epcot is now being used for Disney Performing Arts workshops, which is like youth group programs. So Circle of Life is no longer over there in Epcot. And then we, of course, have to talk about when the Maleficent Dragon caught on fire. Do you remember that May 11th, 2018? The Maleficent float in Festival of Fantasy Parade in Magic Kingdom caught fire. That was a pretty scary day. I do remember, and something we definitely have to cover in our year in review. All right, Club 33 came to Walt Disney World this year. If you don't know what Club 33 is, it's a very exclusive club that, of course, launched in Disneyland with Walt Disney himself. He created Club 33 as a way to entertain guests and business associates in Disneyland. It is the only place in Disneyland to date, but not for long, where you can get alcohol. Like I said, very exclusive. And you can only dine there if you're a member or if you're with a member. Membership costs many tens of thousands of dollars. And then there are membership fees every year at a very, very high rate as well. So not many people are able to be members there, but they decided to bring Club 33s to Walt Disney World. Now, there isn't an actual restaurant in Disney World. There are 4 lounges, however. So Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom all have their own Club 33 lounges that opened this year. And you can become a member of Club 33 in Walt Disney World. I believe it's a $25,000 joining fee with annual dues of $15,000. So if you want to at least know where those lounges are, Magic Kingdom has its Captain's Quarters Lounge in Adventureland Terrace. Epcot has its Constellation Club at American Adventure. Hollywood Studios has the Spotlight Lounge right above Hollywood Brown Derby, where the old Catwalk Lounge used to be. And Animal Kingdom has Harambe House in the Africa section of the park. That one's not quite open yet. All right, so here's some more big changes that happened at Disney World this year. No more straws. Straw apocalypse happened in Disney parks, and that happened in Disneyland and Disney World. They made a pledge to get rid of single-use plastics by 2019, by the end of 2019. And so you start seeing straws, those plastic straws, not being offered with drinks unless you go get one yourself, so it's not automatically put in your drink. Lids are no longer available unless there's a special request or some sort of a medical issue where you need a lid for your counter service cup. Disney Springs has already introduced very inexpensive reusable bags to encourage people to stop using plastic bags, because eventually the plastic bags will not be available in the parks and in other merchandise locations around the resorts. And we're also starting to see the single-use amenities leaving from the resort hotels. So things like shampoo, conditioner, and body wash are being put into reusable bottles on the sides of the showers. This is slowly progressing in Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and you will soon no longer see any single-use plastics in the parks and resorts. I always recommend to bring your reusable straws because I love to use straws when I'm in Disney World and in Disneyland. And so I bring some stainless steel and silicone reusable straws that I get on Amazon. Next big change, no more free parking at Disney World resorts. Now, this has been the case at Disneyland for a while, but guests have always been able to park for free at Disney World resorts if they're staying there overnight. And now guests staying at Walt Disney World in their resort hotels overnight will have to pay. So deluxe resorts are $24 a night for parking. Moderate resorts are $19 a night for parking. Value resorts are $14 a night for parking. And valet parking has increased to $33 a night. Day visitors can still park for free, but if you are on record as staying the night at the hotel and you have a car registered, that's going to cost you going forward. Speaking of price increases, we saw some food price increases, and actually we saw one of the largest food price increases across all of the parks, Disney World, Disneyland, and the resorts ever recorded. Huge price increases on just about everything from $1 to $1.50 on bottled sodas and bottled water. You saw beer and wine prices go up, snack prices went up, popcorn, Mickey bars are now much more expensive than they were. All of those snacks, all that regular stuff got a huge price hike, and that happened in October. So that was a huge story, a super big deal, especially for us here at Disney Food Blog, because that increases your bottom line going to Walt Disney World in terms of your budget significantly. And yet another price increase was the date-based ticket pricing system. So you remember you used to be able to buy Disney World tickets and use them anytime during the year. And then once you used them for the first time, you had 14 days to use the rest of your tickets. Now you actually have to, starting October 16th, you actually have to purchase tickets for a specific day or number of days. There's an interactive calendar on My Disney Experience for ticket purchasing, and it will show you the highest and lowest cost days of the month or the year. Guests now have the option to upgrade to a ticket with a flexible start date, which means you can use the ticket whenever you want during the year, but that's going to cost you an extra bunch of cash to get that flexible start date that used to be free. And some dates, of course, will cost you more than previous tickets on those dates, and some days will cost you less, but it's really primarily going to cost you more. I mean, we do classify it as a price increase for sure. So that's the way tickets have to be purchased at this point. And when Disney was asked why they did this, they basically said because crowds are getting too high and they needed to better disperse the crowds through the year so that basically people that could afford to go at more expensive times were able to go, and then people who couldn't would go to less expensive times. So that is the theory for why they introduced the date-based tickets, is to better disperse the crowds throughout the year. All right, we saw some changes to the dining plan. Now, this is one place where I feel like we didn't have a huge price hike, believe it or not. This was, of course, took place in 2018 in January, and they started to include alcohol in the dining plan. Now, if you get the standard dining plan, you get one alcoholic beverage or non-alcoholic beverage with your table service meal and one alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage with your counter service meals. So that's a great benefit because the price of the dining plan didn't really go up that much this year. So we'll wait and see what happens in 2019, but that's kind of a benefit for people, especially those who drink alcohol. And of course, along with that change, there was even more alcohol added to locations in the Magic Kingdom. So at this point, just about every table service restaurant in the Magic Kingdom does serve alcohol. And that change, of course, happened initially when they added alcohol to Be Our Guest restaurant in 2012 was the first time alcohol was served in the Magic Kingdom. And so now it's at pretty much every table service restaurant in that park. All right, we had some awesome events take place this year in 2018. First, of course, was Pixar Fest over in Disneyland. This was awesome. This was the lead up to Pixar Pier. And it was a celebration of everything Pixar at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. There was tons of great snacks and treats that we, of course, got all of them for you to review. Some cool character meet and greets. And it was just so much fun to see the Pixar characters really get their due over there in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. Ran from April to September. Paint the Night came back briefly to Disney California Adventure in April of this year and ran until November 7th. We loved seeing that again. That was such a great parade. Then we had the incredible summer over there at Walt Disney World, and this was kind of Disney World's focus on Pixar in ramp up, of course, to The Incredibles 2 coming out. And the incredible summer included an Incredibles dance party in Tomorrowland, including fun new snacks, Donald's Dino Bash, and Up, a Great Bird Adventure over at Animal Kingdom, and a Guardians of the Galaxy show in Epcot that has since ended, but that was the incredible summer in 2018. And finally, for the events, Mickey's 90th birthday. We celebrated Mickey's 90th, November 18th. The whole weekend, there were tons of great fun snacks and lots of Mickey paraphernalia, Mickey merchandise, and just a real focus on the big cheese. And of course, we've got lots of merchandise still in the parks from Mickey's 90th. And then the last thing I want to talk about here is the new technology that we saw come to the parks this year. Animal Kingdom Lodge went cashless. This is Animal Kingdom Lodge in Walt Disney World. Disney started testing this cashless concept in February at JAMBO House. So basically, you can't use cash to pay for anything at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can use magic bands, credit cards, debit cards, Disney gift cards, Disney reward redemption cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, but you can't use cash there. So that's an interesting test that they're still running. We saw the resort bus schedule added to My Disney Experience, and of course those resort bus ETA digital boards at all of the resort bus stops, so you can sort of see when your bus is on its way, and you can look at your My Disney Experience to see when your bus is on its way as well. We saw mobile order start in Disneyland, and of course mobile order expanded in Walt Disney World as well. So we love to see mobile order in Disneyland. It's great that they offer the AP discount, the annual pass discount on mobile order in Disneyland. I've used it multiple times in Disneyland, and it's such a huge benefit, especially if you're in a hurry or in a rush. And then mobile order expansion at Walt Disney World, it has added the option to use your Disney dining plan with mobile order, which is awesome. We're so glad that you can now use your Disney dining plan credits on your mobile order in Disney World. That was a long time coming. We're super jazzed about that. And then the Play Disney Parks app was introduced. If you don't have this yet, what it is basically an option to play in the parks, particularly while you're waiting in line for rides. There's interactive features and fun games for you to play yourself and with your kids. And then we're also hearing that it's going to integrate significantly with Galaxy's Edge when it opens next year in 2019. And so you're going to have some personalized experiences through the Play Disney Parks app when you're in Galaxy's Edge. So that's pretty cool. This kind of reminds me, I feel like the beginning of this was way back in the day when they had that Mickey doll that had like an RFID chip. And when he passed a certain thing in the park, he would say certain stuff. Do you remember that? You guys remember that? Did any of you have that? I totally had that Mickey doll. So I think that was the beginning of this, and now we're seeing all that technology really come to life in the parks. It's really fun. So there is our 2018 overview of a lot of the incredible things that came to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and of course some sad things too. We lost a couple of things that were truly beloved to us, but now they're gone, but they're being replaced with things that we hope we'll love just as much. So let me know in the comments, what were your favorite changes coming to the parks this year? What things do you wish hadn't happened? We can't wait to hear what you have to say. Let us know in the comments your thoughts about 2018 and the year in review in Walt Disney Parks. All right, you all, thanks for sticking with me. It's a long video, right? But I wanted to get you up to speed and ready to roll into 2019. This is AJ, as always, for Disney Food Vlog. I thank you so much for following along with us this year. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting the channel. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate your kind words, your suggestions, your ideas, the things you see in the parks when you direct message me on Instagram and let me know what you're seeing in the parks. I love it. Keep it coming. I can't do this without you guys. This channel is all about you, and I really appreciate everything that you share with us. Can't say it enough. All right, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.